Welcome back to Toledo's longest running 9 a.m. show. And speaking of long, folks will be sitting in this green chair, keeping it occupied for a long time. But we're joined with Kandy Takis this morning. So, Kandy, you are a kidney recipient.
Yes, I am.
So this started for you back in 1999, and I'll give you the exact date, July 2nd, 1999. So tell us a little bit about your story.
I feel old sitting here being rewound all the way back to July 2nd, 1999. At the time, I had just moved into a new home, and we were finishing the house, and I was constantly tired, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. And on that July 2nd, it was about 100 degrees outside, and I was sitting under a blanket freezing.
Wow.
And my mom comes in and she said, "That's it, you're going to the hospital." So I went to St. Charles ER. I showed up at the ER, and my blood pressure was about 200 and something over 100 and something, and everybody in the ER thought I was going to stroke. So you get really quick service at the hospital when they're worried about you. So fast forward several tests, this, that, the other thing. They came in a few hours later and they said, "You are a very sick young lady. Your kidneys have shut down." And I can distinctly remember the nurse. I started to tear up, and then she goes, "Don't cry, we don't need you stroke." And I'm like, oh, okay. So I started on dialysis. I went to Mommy Bay dialysis. I spent 1 year, 3 months, and 6 days going to dialysis, and then I got the call that changed my life. So during that time, there were several other calls, but that call on that Saturday, I happened to be at the old Woodville Mall, and my pager went off. Yes, it was pagers back then, not telephones back then. So the pager went off, and I had my little boy who was 3 at the time. We went to the payphone, and my son promptly hung up the payphone. And so I called back, and the gentleman at the other end, his name was Mark, and he goes, "You must not want this kidney very bad if you're hanging up on me."
Wow.
I said, "Mark!" And he said, "Get over to UT, get blood drawn." He goes, "I got a good feeling." So off I went. They took about 26 vials of blood. I know that's probably not the right number, but that's what it felt like at the time. And they sent me home, and they said, "We'll call you, don't call us." Great. So I went home. A few hours later, it was about midnight that night, they called me, and they said, "This one's yours."
Wow. And you're getting emotional again, just retelling that story. So I don't even have to ask, when you learned that, how did you feel? It had to be just truly overwhelming for you.
It is. It's just so overwhelming because your life changes. You go from being a mother of a 3-year-old that you can't do things to getting the gift of life, and that you can go on. And, you know, since then, I took my son whitewater rafting, mountain biking, hiking, climbing, all types of things. That thanks to the gift of organ donation.
Yeah, so that kidney donation gave you the opportunity to be a mother.
Yes.
To raise your son,
yes.
To have those joyous moments.
Yes.
So for people out there who are contemplating if they should do this or not, what would you say?
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you be able to give somebody that gift of life and let them go on with their lives? My son is now 27 years old, graduated from UT in chemical engineering, and he's doing great.
Yeah, you were able to go to that graduation, spend that time with your son.
Right.
So all of that, just because someone said yes.
Because somebody said yes, and it's given me almost 24 extra years of life. This October is 24 years. And I've been able to travel to Europe, travel all over the United States that I wasn't able to do before. And so through that organ donation, through somebody saying yes, it's given me that life and given my son his mom and my family, you know.
Yeah, so wonderful. Now, Kandy, were you able to interact or meet the family or talk to the family from?
I wrote a letter, but I've never been able to meet them. And I've always said that's okay. Because through Life Connections, through the community, I've met a lot of other families. So there's a lot of other people that I've been able to say thank you to.
So it's like a family.
So it's a family. You know, as somebody once said to me, it's a club you don't want to be part of, but once you're part of that club, you're part of the club. So, you know, we all interact, we all see each other, we all do things. So you can thank somebody else. And maybe my family, I know the gentleman was from the Washington, D.C. area. Hopefully they've connected with somebody else. But I've been able to go on, and that's
And you
okay.
said you were able to write a letter. How was that for you to sit there and compose that? What was your message?
It's the hardest thing you're ever going to do, because you know that they passed away. But I get to live on. So it's like, how do you thank somebody when they've just lost somebody so dear to them?
Yeah, but I'm sure they were appreciative of you just reaching out, just to say thank you.
To say thank you and just to move on.
Kandy.
So it's just been an amazing, amazing 24 years for me.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you.
Stay active.
Thank you. I'm very active.
And thanks so much for sharing your story.
Thank you.
Really
I appreciate you having us here today.
Yeah, and make sure you stay with us. We'll have more Good Day and more wonderful stories in just a moment.